Hey everybody, welcome to Common Sense USA. Joe here, and I want to let you guys know that we're going to be talking about a very serious situation. This gentleman, this young kid, he's a teenager, 17-year-old. If I pronounce his name wrong, no disrespect. His name is Kyle Rittenhouse. Um, there's a controversy about his right and wrongs, and on a video I've been reading on YouTube of the actual full, well, not the actual full from start to beginning, but the actual when he fell, he started shooting people. And there's a controversy that everybody's looking at saying he had the right in self-defense. Here's a problem with that. This is facts. I'm not justifying what he did, and I'm not saying what he did wasn't justified. What I'm saying is we have to look at facts. This is why this is called Common Sense USA. I am upset because nobody's looking at everything that needs to be looked at. We need to stop listening to the media all the time. We need to stop listening to other people and just look at what is available to us. And right now, the facts I'm going to be giving to you are as video and testimony of confirmation where he's from, his age, and how he actually lies to people saying he's a medic, which he's legally not a medic, not from the home state he came from. He wasn't even legal. He didn't have the legal rights to even obtain that weapon, to carry that weapon. He wasn't old enough. And on top of that, not just in the state of Wisconsin, but the state of Illinois where he's from, no training whatsoever in law enforcement, which kind of makes me upset because another video I came across shows law enforcement thanking these people, protecting people's properties, which is a good thing. A situation like that, it's good. But the fact is that they should have trained them, or should have informed them and say, do not shoot unless your lives are in danger. I'm reading the stories, and then I come across some facts. And that's the difference between facts and stories. Is what is the fact of what's going on with this Wisconsin rioting, and the fact that they are letting people in from other states and not checking if these people are even legal, even obtain and have a rifle in their hands. I'm all for the Second Amendment. We have the right to bear arms, no matter what. I agree with that. But there are certain laws made for certain reasons, and one of the laws of 18 for a lot of these reasons is because the maturity and the understanding and the responsibility of you taking somebody's life. This was a situation where there was already chaos, and this kid brought more chaos because he thought he had all authority of the police, and he didn't. He legally did not, because for one, for you to be deputized in a lot of states, you have to be 21. Some states have what they call junior deputies, but they're not allowed to wear deadly weapons, carry deadly weapons. Wisconsin is one of those states that actually has an open carry law where you don't need a license or a permit to carry a gun on you. That's just one of those states that, believe in the Constitution fully of, your right to bear arms. But they do have restrictions on those ages, like for hunting and so forth. So that said, we're going to get right into a couple of these laws. We're going to watch the video, and then we're going to have a little quick breakdown of this video, okay? So first thing is, we're going to go onto the laws of Wisconsin. And I'm actually going to go right to it. That's Illinois. We're going to go right here. Let's go to Wisconsin first. And it's very simple. And guess what I forgot to do, people, again. And I'm so sorry. I keep doing this with you people. And I really, guys, remember to just pay attention to what I'm supposed to be doing. Because if I don't, I'm going to have making these errors. Mr. Red Pointer, here we go. So, in Wisconsin, it generally prohibits the intentional transfer of any firearm to individuals under 18. Okay. The state also generally prohibits the possession of firearms by a person under age 18. And that's with the state statute, and that's what this means, and so forth. The restriction does not apply, however, to the firearms being used by a person under 18 when supervised by adult during target practice or instructions, and that's the only time Okay. And then it gets down to about hunting, about ages 12 and stuff. So all this is a person, it's right here, matter of fact. 12 and 14 age also may possess a firearm if he or she has their own instructions under the state under education program and is carry the firearm. Is carrying the firearm in case unloaded or from that class or is holding operation during supervision instructions. So this is federal age restrictions also apply, and what that means is we're going to click on that. I'm going to show what that means. Federal law in the areas designated between long guns, which that's technically yes, it's a rifle, shotgun, and it goes between. Now the minimum age, and this is federal. It says it right here, 18. Unlicensed person may sell, deliver, or otherwise transfer a long gun ammunition to any person of any age. Okay. What that means is if you're a dealer, okay. This one says may not, which this is kind of weird about it. Says the handguns and long guns. Long guns is different. But it does say firearms knowing, okay, but minimum age of gun possession. So the handgun ammunition by a person under the age of 18, federal law provides no minimum age for possession of long guns or long gun ammunition. Exceptions. Federal law provides exceptions for temporary transfers and so forth. Because they leave the long guns by state. And if you look down here, if we go to Illinois, it's actually, it's according to Illinois, they're across the board on everything in 21. But there's a reason for that. They're a little bit more strict on the gun laws, but there's a case if it's for hunting and stuff, and we'll get to that in a minute. Well, we'll go to Wisconsin. Now, Wisconsin's a little bit more open, which is right here. It's 18, and it's still 18. So, here's the question to everybody. Why is a 17-year-old coming from Illinois to Wisconsin to help in a state where he says he's from Wisconsin when he's technically not? He doesn't live there. He doesn't have jurisdiction there. He has no legal residency there. He should not have been there. So he brought chaos already with him just by showing up. The video I'm going to go about showing what's going on with him shows inexperience, shows that he did something that you should never do, and that is shoot first, then say something later. He had a gun in his hand. What he should have done is, and this is part of his training, that's why they have certain laws at certain ages, is I have a gun, you need to back up. He doesn't say anything. He runs, he turns, he shoots. He actually shoots an unarmed person. The shooting of the gentleman of the skateboarder is not the one in the video I'm going to show you, but that happened earlier, and that was verified through news outlets. Now, I hate CNN because they get a lot of the information wrong, but once I looked up the information of the first victim, it was discussed that that's why he was running in this next video we're going to see. So, I'm going to bring you right to that. This is now, as you see, this is the gentleman. Oh, sorry. As you can see, this is the gentleman we're talking about, the 17-year-old Kyle. And it says how it all started. Well, it happened around 11:45. They said. People crying out, carrying along rifle, police announcements can be overheard loudspeakers. I want to get to the point where. Okay, it's right here. Those demonstrations, the complaint states Rittenhouse clashed with people gathered near a car dealership for reasons not specified. Rosenbaum, now this is the gentleman, his name is Michael Rosenbaum. He's 26-year-old and then was father of 2 kids, I believe. Okay, that's Michael. I'm looking for. Sorry, my bad. My bad. Just realized that I was an actor. This is what happens. Okay, this is the Guardian. Father and 26-year-old skateboarder, the protester killed in Kenosha. Okay, you got the kid with 36. So the 26-year-old was the skateboarder, and the other guy was 36. And that's the problem is, and I did the same thing. I just did the thing. I have to read thoroughly because there's the names and everything. And it says the victims were 26 and 36, and it's a shame. So the guy that died wasn't even armed, and this is where it brings me back to CNN. Sorry. It's right here. Rosenbaum was unarmed and threw an object that appeared to be a plastic bag at him and missed, according to the complaint. Rosenbaum and the suspect, which they're talking about Kyle, moved across the parking lot and appeared to be in close proximity when a loud bang suddenly rang out and Rosenbaum fell to the ground, according to the complaint. Now, this is where there was a video of this. I can't find it now, and it's making me mad because I swear I've seen that video, how this first started. And I don't think it was the full video. I think it was just partial video when he had his first shot of somebody and then he starts running. I'm trying to find that. But it says, a Rosenbaum laying on the ground. The suspect man called on his cell phone and said, I just killed somebody. As he ran away, the complainant alleges. His friend received a call from him at 11:46 p.m. saying that he shot somebody, and investigators say it's in the complaint. Rosenbaum was declared dead at 12:47 a.m., so an hour later, poor gentleman. And then it goes on about 2 more people being shot and so forth. Okay. Unarmed. Now, this is the two sides of a coin we have to look at real quick. First thing is, if Kyle was a police officer, and this is where we start crossing lines here a little bit. So let's take Kyle out of the equation and say that was a police officer. Police officer shoots an unarmed person. We would be pissed off at that officer because he was defending himself and protect himself. And just like we have right now, what this protest is about is officers shooting a man in the back that looked unarmed. But yeah, we're getting people praising this kid, saying that he killed a pedophile, he killed this kid. No, there was nobody that was a pedophile. There was nobody that was this. Nobody was that. Nobody. He killed innocent people. Nobody had a gun. Nobody was there to kill him. They were trying to disarm him because he already shot somebody that was unarmed. We need to get that fact across. I'm upset because I am for, again, I'm going to say this, I am for the Second Amendment. Everybody has the right to bear arms. It's people like this teenager that ruins it for the people that deserve that right to have bearing arms in the Second Amendment. I am upset because we are jumping over the page, and some people are saying, oh, he's doing it because of Trump. Oh, he's doing it because of this. Oh, he's doing it because he's racist. No. He's 17 years old, unexperienced, not licensed, not legally to carry that weapon, and he turns around, shoots not 1, not 2, but 3 people. Technically, he shot 4 people because in the video I'm going to show you, shows another man that actually got shot in the leg, and he's limping away. I didn't see that until I actually watched the video in slow-mo. I'm sorry that you people are going to get mad at me about this, but here's the fact. Even myself, I have training in weapons. And I know how to protect myself. I know how to take care of and protect my family. And I'm trying not to cry here because this makes me upset. But the first rule of any engagement is you identify who you are and you say, I have a weapon, please stand back. In the video, and I hope I got this up right, we're going to hear this. If not, I'm going to have, you'll see the link to this, and I'll put it down in the description, showing that he does not say anything. He doesn't say, please back off, please leave me alone, okay? But it does look like he's trying to turn himself in towards the end because he knew he screwed up. I'm mad at the police for the first video we're going to show, and it's stupid, showing that he was there calmly, collectively, before this all happened, and police didn't at least say, is anybody there 18 or older that's legally allowed to have a gun. That's what they should have done. Okay? They should have done that. And it's scary that they did not do that. And I'm kind of blaming the police on this one. I understand the situation. So here we go right here. This is the video I'm talking about. This is on Washington Post. This is an actual video of Kyle just before any of this went down. And it's about a 2-minute video, but we're going to try to shorten it a little bit here. These are...
Kristan T. here is here at the Rundown Live, and I'm here with a bunch of militia. Do you have a good angle? Yeah, very cool. And you guys local or no? Yeah. Yeah? Okay, cool. I'm Kyle, by the way. That's theirs! Hey!
Okay, I'm going to stop it right here real quick. He already says he's there locally. One, he's not a local. Only militias from local cities do have some authority under the police guidance, but not all states encourage that because what we're about to see. And I'm upset because this happened.
We're guarding it. It's ours. We got it.
Says right here, they offer him water. And I'm going to skip ahead because this. Here we go.
This is our business. Thank you. Back by the gas station again.
Hey, thank you guys, man. You need water? Seriously. Guys, far right. You need water. We need water. We'll throw you one.
Thank you. All right, come on, guys. Let's get out of here.
Now right there is Kyle. That's him right here. Here's my thing. That's him right there. Going over on shot. He's 17 years old. Those police should have known that he looked too young. He should have at least got his identification.
We got a couple. We got to save a couple, but we'll give you a couple.
So they're offering bottles of water, being nice, and just saying they can appreciate you guys. Okay, and that's the thing I'm upset about. Is I understand there was chaos. I understand that they're there to protect the community, and I respect that. I respect any law enforcement that wants to protect its own community, the people, and the innocent. That's great. But there's no chaos at that moment. There is nothing going on. The streets are very quiet. They are very calm. It only took 2 minutes to ask that kid, how old are you? And I mean, seriously, 2 minutes. That video is 2 minutes long. Police were going on. 2 minutes to say, hey, what's your name? How old are you? Do you have proper training? I have proper training. I do. Okay? And this is getting to the point where it leads up to this. And this is what makes the difference between being trained and being not trained. Now I'm going to pause this at each stage for a reason. Okay, here's my arrow if you can see it. Kyle's right here. He's getting ready to trip on himself. There he is. There's his trip. Now, here's what we got. We got a gentleman here. We have a gentleman here, which looks like a skateboard. This gentleman here looks like he's ready to stomp on him. But I think the reason he's doing that, I think they're trying to disarm him. Because in the crowd, just prior to this, was a shooting that he did of an unarmed man, which you already saw of that from CNN report. So he's running, and these people are trying to stop him because they don't want him to shoot anybody else. Okay? Now watch carefully again. There's the first shot right here. See what this gentleman's doing? He sees the gun. He sees him pulling up. So this guy's not stomping on him to get him mad. He's stomping on him to get the gun away from him. Over here to the left, you see a guy which looks like a skateboard. And this is where we got to pay attention now because we got the gentleman to the left. Gentleman here. I believe this is the gentleman videoing this. There's a gentleman here and another gentleman here. Gentleman with a skateboard. He's putting the skateboard on top of him, but he's not hitting him. He's trying to push the gun away. Okay, there's the second shot at that gentleman with the skateboard. See the gentleman here that's crouched with my hand? That gentleman's unarmed. He has no weapons whatsoever. He's just here to make sure. Now I want you to understand. We're gonna go back to this video real quick afterwards and watch it in full. And you're gonna notice that Kyle not once says, "Please back off, leave me alone. I will shoot you." He does not warn them like a police officer does. A police officer has to warn you if they're gonna use deadly force. It's one of the controversies there is out here. So this gentleman right here that's crouching, this one gets shot already. This one right here is crouching. He hasn't been shot yet. Man over here did get shot because you'll see him limp off. And watch what happens. Remind you, this man starts to put his hands up. Okay, see this man right here? He probably didn't miss anybody. Okay, so Kyle's got his gun down here. This man's standing here. And this man's limping away. See, he shoots the guy. You see that? That's a shot. The guy's not armed. He's not coming near him. He's actually trying to walk by him. And there he goes. See, he grabs his arm. You can watch this. Now watch this, gentleman. Man's still down over here. Do you see what's happening? People are in panic. This is what happens. Now chaos has now gotten, which looked like a peaceful area. It looked like there was no chaos here in the beginning. You see a kid running down. Here he is again in the green. He's raising his hands. He knows he's in trouble. At this point, these officers, knowing there was shots, should have had him stopped and put up to the side. I agree with some of the people being mad with this video, because he should have been. Right now, he's walking down. That officer is doing what they call rollback protection. What they do is, you got a suspect coming to you with a gun. They roll back to give themselves some distance, just in case he starts shooting at them. Why these people are not doing anything? He should have been taken custody immediately, not a day and a half later, 3 days later, based on reports. I have to read them again. See, he just goes right up to the officer and talks to him. That is crazy. So, that said, this is where we're going to get into now legal technicalities real quick. And they're not really technicalities, they're just a law. So, in the report that he gave to the people, there's actually, let me do it this way, because there is a report. Okay, so this is Channel 3000. This is the crime. I just killed somebody. The shooter caught in video shooting 3 people, firing 9 rounds. That's him right there again. Oh, sorry. Did it again. That's him right there. And this is another channel. But he's 17 years old. Okay? He's from Illinois. He lives in Illinois. He doesn't have any affiliation. And I want you to, we're going to read this real quick. This is where he's from. Excuse me. Okay. I can't say that pronounced, but it's in Illinois. It says what fired 30-round magazine. Excuse me. And he was charged with the felonies and so forth. We can all read this. And the judge postponed this. Excuse me, folks. That all said, this, I'm sorry, I got the wrong page here, but this, I wanted to show this page because I wanted to show you what type of person he is. He's not a bad person. He's a kid that made a mistake. And that's what I'm worried about, is we're going to end up getting more and more mistakes with younger and younger kids holding these guns. That said, I want to go and I want to see where, oh, I already did that one. We don't need that one. God, I am mind blown here what I wanted to do. I think it is right here. Okay, right here. So there is another video. Another video shows the suspect running from the scene, followed by people in hot pursuit. Okay, they're talking about the scene I just showed you. Because they're saying 2 more people are shot. What they're referring to is, here's, like I said before, if you remember this, when I highlighted this, he first and then he ran away. And then the other video, which we just showed. A person can be yelling, and this is true. A person can be yelling that sounds like beat him up. Another person can be heard yelling that what sounds like, hey, he shot him. What they're saying is he did shoot somebody. They did say that. We'll go back to that video in a minute. The suspect tripped and fell as people chased him down, and as he laid on the ground, a second person identified as Hopper approaches him with a skateboard in his right hand, the complaint says. When Hopper reaches the defendant, it appears that he is reaching for the defendant's gun, which he did. He was trying to get the gun because he didn't want anybody else shot with his left hand as the skateboard makes contact with the defendant's left shoulder, which it does. I mean, this is everything. The defendant rolls towards his left side, and as Hopper appears to be trying to grab the gun is pointed at Hopper's body. The defendant then fires one round. Hopper staggers away, taking several steps, then collapses to the ground, the complaint says. Okay. After the shooting, the suspect points his gun at a third male approaching the suspect, later identified as George Krahaski, the complaint says. He was shot in the right arm and takes off in the opposite direction, screaming for a medic while the defendant was walking away, the complaint alleges. And it goes on to say that what we just saw about non-complaining person and so forth. What I wanted to go back to and say, and I just read this, and it's I wanted to make sure I didn't miss it. I think I did, and it's right. Maybe it was right here, and I just missed it because I know he made him comment. Oh, it is right here. Sorry. Shooting in magazine. It's pretty important. There's a reason I wanted to read something that he said that got him in a lie. Okay, and bear with me, folks. I'm sorry, but this is very important. I'm sorry I'm taking it a little bit longer, but this is a copycat of the last thing we just said. So either I misread something or I took it out and not realize it. And I'm double checking here. Because he said he was there. Oh, it's up here. I see. I knew I did something wrong. It is right here. Okay. So the teenager with a long scuff, even as police and emergency vehicles raced to the scene, and calculators encountered the armed suspect walked past the group, and he was arrested 30 miles away in his home, which basically that's his hometown, on notice. Is facing charges. Okay, so here it is. He says Kyle 17 is facing charges that he allegedly killed Anthony A. Hopper and Joseph. Before the shooting, and I'm going to say this again. Before the shooting, he told journalists who was trailing him that he was a trained medic. A criminal complaint says. He can't be a trained medic because to be an EMT trained medic in the state of Illinois, you have to be a minimum of 18 years old. He's not even that yet. And I was looking it up, and it says it right here. Even for that's for the taste at the basic level, right here. And you can look this up, or GED, high school or GED. So the problem we're having here is you got a kid telling people lies, telling who, you don't think he didn't lie about his name. Doesn't tell him his age. He has no real law enforcement training at all. And he tells people that he's a medic, which in the state of Illinois alone, you have to be 18, which he's not. He's breaking two other laws. Both states, Illinois and in Wisconsin, you have to be at least 18 to carry that AR-15. Technically, under Illinois law, which gets kind of weirder, and I'm going to show it to you right now. It's kind of weird. It prohibits anybody from the age of 18 to possess a handgun. State law also prohibits any person knowingly transfer a handgun. However, Illinois also permits individuals from possessing firearms if they do not hold, and this is any type of firearms, they're not saying handguns, firearms that do not hold I have to look this up, I've never heard this before, but I think I know what it is. It's a FOID card and prevents any person from knowingly transferring a firearm to a person who does not hold one. To obtain a FOID card, an individual must be 21 years of age or have written consent of his or her parents, legal guardians possess that. And furthermore, that the legal guardian, not parent, must hold that card themselves first. And even if the parent consents, person under age 21 do not qualify for FOID cards if they have been convicted of misdemeanors other than traffic offenses or are judged delinquent. Okay, so I looked at kids. The kid's got a clean history. So let's take this the best case scenario, and that he had the legal rights based on his parents. The fact is, and which is this is the absolute fact in Wisconsin. Okay, it's not possessing because they have an open law carry law, but you have to be 18. Under Wisconsin statutes that say anyone under 18 who goes armed with any deadly weapon is guilty of a Class A misdemeanor. Was not old enough to legally carry the assault rifle he had. So, he's from another state. He's not old enough to carry a weapon in that state. He lied about being from that state when asked by that journalist in the original one. If you people want to go back and remember, which just lost. Oh, you know what? Because I X'd it out. I have to bring that back. The ones there from the Washington. I'll just do this because it's in my. Washington Post. There we go. It's right here. This one right here. I'll put this link in there. This will show also. He says when they ask, are you local? And he says yes with the other guy. He's not local. Legally, he wasn't even supposed to be there as a militia. Blech. Excuse me, because we're not technically in a civil war like the movie The Patriot or any type of real civil war that divides the states. Okay, this is what they call a domestic state civil war, or it's actually just a town right now that are rioting. We are taking and misunderstanding what these people are supposed to do. The police thanked them in that video. You'll see when you play that video, you're gonna see the police say, "Thank you for what you're doing." Yes, it's nice what they're doing, but the police should have had what they call some type of guidance law, and some states have this, where if you're going to have normal citizens to protect properties with deadly weapons, they're supposed to be trained, and they should have some type of training certificate on them. And the officers should at this point have at least asked for that kid's ID, because you can tell he just looked too young to even be carrying that. There's no chaos going on here. I can't blame the officers all the way on this, because as you can see, you have these are military, which still state police on them, which tells me either they are the SWATs for that town or they're National Guard police. I'm not sure, because it doesn't actually say in this post, which kind of drives me nuts, because it gets confusing about type of police. You got military police, you got National Guard police, and so forth. I'm not putting down the law enforcement. Law enforcement people have a lot on their plate, and especially what's going on now. But like I said, this is a 2-minute part video. This video right here is 2 minutes long. Whoops. This video right here is 2 minutes long. I am so sorry. I didn't realize I didn't have it up. In that 2 minutes, those officers or somebody could just say, "Hey, are you from here?" Just like the journalist said, "How old are you?" As soon as he would have said 17, they should have said, "You need to hand your glove, you need to leave the area, take your gun, and get it back after this is over," or whatever. Okay? If you want, because he's 17. He should not have been there. I want to go back to this video because I want to show you something. I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning. And I'm going to play this, and what I want you folks to do is, I want you to pay attention again. He says nothing when it first happens. Now, do you see that? Did you see what happened there? He did not say anything to these people. He didn't say, "Please leave me alone. Back up. I have a weapon. I don't want to shoot you." Okay? He wasn't in fear for his life. He knew he did something wrong prior to that, because this is the end of the beginning. And what that means is, prior to this video, he already shot somebody that was unarmed. These people knew that. Okay? And what is really upsetting is, he ran from that scene of the person that first was shot. And it's true, he did. There's reports about it. If you don't see here is he's 17. Oops, sorry about that. He's 17. There's no other people that he was with in the beginning of that other video. If you remember the other video right here. Oops, did it again. Did I just screw that? No, I didn't. Where'd it go? Oh, it's right here. Remember this video? It had all these guys. Here he is right here with all these other guys. And let's take a look. Okay? This is the end, but watch. There he is right here. See, green shirt. Let's make sure we got the right person. I don't like using somebody that's not. So we're going to go like this. I'm going to bring this up to where he is. Where'd he go? There he is. Yep, green shirt. He's lost his hat, pants. That's him, cross-section, white on the right. I do this because I don't like accusing people unless I know. Okay, so this looks like somebody else. It doesn't look like him because this guy's a little bit heavier than this guy. But we have two different videos here too. So my point is to all this is okay. There's the counter protesters. Now
T here is here at the Rundown Live, and I'm here with a bunch of militia.
Okay, there he is right there. Okay.
Do you have
So where is this guy if he was in the right? Part of being a militia and part of being a teamwork, and this is what comes to training, is part of training is you have somebody backing you. You have somebody on your, what they call, that person's on my six. That person's watching his back. And there isn't. This is part of training. So here's the fact of all this. 17, not legal to carry in both states. Say that he was a medic, and he's not, because he's not even old enough to be a medic. Tells people he's from that state he's doing this in, and we'll listen to it right now.
good angle? Yeah, very cool. And you guys local or no? Yeah. Yeah, okay, cool.
I'm Kyle, by the way.
That's theirs! Hey, we're going!
I'm going to turn that up a little bit. We're going to play that back real quick.
Do you have a good angle? Yeah, very cool. And you guys local or no? Yeah. Yeah, okay, cool.
I'm Kyle, by the way.
That's theirs!
So here's Kyle. He tells him he's local, and tells him his name. So what do we get to? Here's the fact, and I'm going to close it out right here. You guys make the choice. But the fact is, they're right there. And one more time. 17, across the state lines, has in possession of a gun illegally in both states. Not trained, non-officer of law. He acts like he's trained, but yet he does not provide any of the characteristics of somebody being trained in his actions and his movements. He's not racist. He's nothing like that. But what he did do is went into a situation and caused chaos where chaos did not need to be. I am not going to be the judge during execution here. I'm just saying those are the facts. It's up to you people to determine the truth of the facts I just gave you, because they are. My job as Common Sense USA is that. Common sense, people. We need to stop taking bits and pieces of videos and news and piecing together a different story. Again, he didn't kill a pedophile. He didn't kill anybody like that. He didn't kill somebody that escaped or abuser. There was nothing indicating in any of these news articles as that. What I saw was a scared kid fall down and say, okay, you win. Or, hey, I got a gun. Leave me alone, back off, or whatever. I saw a kid shoot 3 unarmed people. A skateboard, yes. could have been considered as a weapon, but the problem is they were using that skateboard by accident. They were just trying to get the gun away from him. They weren't there to hurt him. They were there to help arrest and get the police to say he shot somebody, he ran away from the scene, because under the law in all states, running away from a crime scene is a crime itself. Okay, we know that from just basic growing up and talking to police officers. You don't run away from the crime that you commit or run away from a crime scene that you're involved in. Okay, that just makes things worse. I'm going to just leave you on this note. I want to bless everybody in, Wisconsin right now that's going through this. I'm sorry for the family losses of those two people. And I do feel sorry for Kyle. He got in a situation over his head for not being trained. And our law enforcement, we can't blame them fully on this, but there are some evidence that shows that they should at least talk to that kid and say, hey, Lee, how old are you? Are you from here? Because he would have to provide legal documentations, and if he couldn't, this could have been avoided too. But we can't blame the police officers on this, because they do have a tough job at that moment in that situation that's going on now. So God bless everybody. I want to thank you, and see you next time on Common Sense USA.